Welcome to the second episode of Series 24, everyone. This episode, we get to finish up our characters for Visigoths versus Mall Goths with designer Lucian Kahn. But before we get to that, let's get into some announcements first. First up, do you know what week it is? That's right, it's Descent into Midnight Week. There's only a few days left until the Kickstarter opens up for business on Saturday, February 15th. That's 2020 for those in the future. We're both excited for this game if you couldn't tell, so definitely follow the Kickstarter leading up to the launch by going to dimrpg.io/KS. That'll take you right to the Kickstarter page where you can subscribe to get updates for when it's first released. They've already released 3 character sketches on their Twitter, but it would be great to see at least a couple more before the main event. You won't want to miss out on this very special game. The last thing I'd like to mention before getting into this episode is that we are currently down to 2 reviews left to read before we run out of reviews to read. If you haven't left us a rating or a review, you can head to our show notes, which have links directly to the various platforms we are looking for reviews on, including Apple Podcasts and Podchaser. So, if you enjoy what we're doing here, you can help us out immensely by heading there and leaving a quick review, or even just a rating in the case of Apple Podcasts. Since Amelia isn't here right now, we'll just hold on to these last 2 reviews for a later day. With all of that out of the way, let's get on with the show. Enjoy. Last time on Character Creation Cast, we just began creating characters for Visigoths versus Mall Goths. Lucian picked a theater tech goth. Amelia was creating a Visigoth runecaster. And I was creating a cyber pet goth. We're going to pick up right where we left off last time. Enjoy. Okay, so now that we got our characters set, what's next?
Great. So I will run you through the process. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick a name. And I've made some suggestions for you. So you can look at the suggestions.
Can I just say, I love the suggestion of Malemony. I can't even say it.
Malemony?
I'm just thinking of a cat going, meow.
Meow. Exactly. Are you going to be Malemony, or is it too hard to say?
I have to go with my Sailor Moon roots and go with Luna.
Perfect.
I don't know that I can pronounce any of these. Nope, not even gonna try.
I mean, the thing about the Visigoth names is, like, I'm not sure how you pronounce them either, and I'm not sure who is sure how you pronounce them.
Right?
Just look up names from the 410s, and
and you will then do exactly what I did, and find these names again.
I mean, is it Gelvira? That's a pretty good one, though.
That sounds like a good guess for how you pronounce it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a friend whose daughter's name is Elvira.
Yeah.
So we're just going to assume it's Gelvira. I mean, because I don't think it's Gelvira. So
no. Yeah, exactly.
That would be the 90s version.
Totally.
That's amazing.
I think I'm going to go, let's see. I think I'm going to call my theater tech Velvet.
Oh, beautiful.
Awesome. All right.
Okay. So the next step, after you choose the name, is, one second. Now, okay, so choose some pronouns from the list or come up with your own. And you should know the Visigoth character sheets also include masculine, feminine, and neuter pronoun suggestions from the Gothic language for your convenience. So if you should decide that you would prefer your pronouns to be in Gothic, that is available to you as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with she, her.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to pronounce anything.
Yeah.
I'm also going with she, her for my character.
I think Velvet the theater tech is a he, him.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, so we've got our pronouns. I have a question here listed.
Great.
I don't know if you, because you are all...
Oh, yeah, you've got an extra
You're both
question.
Mall Goths.
Yes, so you're about to see this question. What is that question?
Are you still glowing from time travel? Yes, no, maybe a little. I think the answer is obviously yes.
Yes.
This is probably my favorite question of any character sheet.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad and honored.
So I'm going to say yes, I am still glowing from time travel.
Excellent. And that means whatever you think it means.
I mean, I just think it means I look fabulous.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so you automatically start with a +2 bonus on your dice rolls for 3 skills. So maybe you want to read those out. In a moment, you will upgrade one of those to a +3. So you can customize that a little bit by bumping one of those up. So what do you have so far?
I have make invisible using a rune, levitate using a rune, and stun using a rune.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I have bite, hack electronics, and play dead.
Nice.
So you can bump one of those up to +3 from +2. I currently have costumes, pyrotechnics, and repelling or rigging. I already know I'm going to bump up my costumes to +3.
Oh, my God.
Oh, obviously. Why would you pick anything else?
Exactly. Although pyrotechnics can be really fun.
That's true.
I was originally going to go with hack electronics, but I think I'm going to go into the lean into the pet motif and go with play dead.
Yes.
I picked levitate because it sounds cool.
Good.
I thought about make invisible, but then I was like, no, I don't want to be invisible. I just really want to be seen.
If you're invisible,
you just want to be seen, but like several feet above the ground.
Yeah.
Right. I need it. Well, that's the thing is like, maybe I'm a little bit shorter and I need to like actually be seen.
Get above the crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
great. I love
those
that.
90s malls were packed full of people. Gotta get above them.
Right?
They really were. Okay, then we have, so choose a goth style. So I have a list for you of some possible sort of fashion styles that you might have.
Okay, I'm so excited about this.
So you can either choose one from the pick list or just make your own up.
Oh, man. Can I just say the cyber pet powers once per day thing?
Yes. Oh, yeah, please say the once per day powers.
Put on cute animal ears for an instant half price discount at any store.
Oh.
Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. So what's the, remind the listeners at home, Runecaster, what's your once per day skill?
Once per day, without rolling, carve a runic graffiti on a store wall and nobody will see you shoplifting from that store.
Yes. And theater tech, I have once per day without rolling. Make a clothing item out of duct tape and give it to someone. This item gives the wearer a +1 or a -1 to the skill of your choice.
Oh my God. That is so good.
Thank you.
I'm very excited about this.
Okay.
I'm really excited about the goth style. Oh, gosh.
Goth style.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, goth style. There's a lot of good options here.
Dramatic gown, gold jewelry, and cape. Like, oh, this is so good.
Oh man.
Bone and sinew hoodie.
There's actually an origin story to that option. I originally had bone and sinew armor on the list, and then I ran the Visigoth stuff past some people from the Society for Creative Anachronisms, and they were like, one of the pieces of feedback I got was that bone and sinew armor was laughably inaccurate. And I decided that it would be better to make it even more laughably inaccurate. So I just upped it to bone and sinew hoodie, and it is now the most popular choice on the Visigoth fashion list.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I picked gold jewelry and cape because if cape is a choice, how can you not pick cape?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cape is really good.
Yeah, I went with cyber for my goth style.
Perfect. I think Velvet's goth style is going to be vampire.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think he has like a real like Bela Lugosi like classic vampire look with like the high collared vampire cape but it's made out of like maybe like a red velvet like theater curtain material.
Yes. Can it also like tie with like the like heavy gold tassels too?
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, with like the big like floofy many string tassel thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what those are called.
I'm sure there's a word for it. Someone will let us know.
The floofy tassels.
Yes.
Great. Perfect. Okay. So everybody has a goth style.
Mm-hmm.
My mouse just died.
No.
I have a spare battery. I just need.
Okay. Now you get to pick a religion or no religion, and you can pick one from the list or come up with your own. And you should also think about how seriously your character takes religion. And let me just say the reason why you might want a religion is some fun, like cultural things can come up because, for example, there is Hail Satin, the satanic bed and bath store. So, for example, if your character is like very religious, they might have a reaction to that, either for or against. There's also a Catholic gift shop called St. Sebastian's Catholic Gifts.
Yeah, I like that you picked St. Sebastian there. Do you want to know?
Yeah. You noticed that, did you?
As someone who was raised Catholic, yes, I did.
Yes. St. Sebastian, for the listeners at home, is definitely the most gay-coded of all of the saints. Very handsome, very languishing. So we have St. Sebastian's Catholic Gifts.
Also, is depicted bound.
Yes, exactly. There's a lot of like random Jewish Easter eggs all over the mall. I'm Jewish and put Jewish Easter eggs. I am saying Jewish Easter eggs on purpose. So I did put Jewish Easter eggs all over the mall. So religion, if you give your character religion, it can have some fun interplay with some of the things that are in the mall. Or you can make them not care about that at all. And of course, I gave you pick lists that are likely for the different types of goths.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I know nothing about Germanic polytheism as a person. I mean, heretical Christian, I feel like maybe I kind of know something.
Yeah, in the actual book itself, there's a little more explanation of these things. But for example, the Visigoths, if they were Christian, which they sometimes were, it was typically a particular strain of Christianity that was considered to be heretical by Catholicism. It's like a long story as to why, but the short version is that they believed that the Trinity was like not one whole combined thing, right? They were like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost are actually three separate entities, not one combined entity.
And you can't do that.
That made that made Catholics really mad. So there was like a whole fight about this.
Yeah, the Pope ain't about that.
No, not at all. But that's what the fight was about. It was about like the nature of the Trinity.
Gotcha.
It was that obscure.
All right. I think I'm going to go with Unitarian Universalist.
Perfect.
All right. Perfect. And what about you?
I'm going to go with, I'm going to play close to home. I think that Velvet is Jewish. We have Velvet, the Jewish vampire goth theater tech.
Is there anything that you want to talk about here, or like anything you feel like you need to work out, or?
I think that Velvet really hates Hebrew school. Like he doesn't have, it's not that he like has a problem with Judaism. He just like thinks that Hebrew school is really boring and like should have a little bit more like drama to it. Like if we're going to go to Hebrew school, we're going to study the Torah, like we should be like acting it out in like full costumes with like dramatic gestures and
just do
poetry.
it like you mean it.
Exactly. Like he feels like his Hebrew school is like too low key and he wants it to be more extra.
As we've all often said about our experiences, but no.
Yes, with Hebrew school, yes.
Right. Look, I mean, I did Catholic Sunday school, but it could have stood to be a little more extra.
Exactly.
I mean, Catholicism's already pretty extra. Like, let's just lean into it.
Catholicism has some really good aesthetics, I must say. As far as the you know, the lushness of imagery.
It does. It's the one thing I miss about it is like it's over the top.
I certainly would say that the goth fashion movement was heavily influenced by many of the decorative elements of Catholicism. So did we have did our cyber pet get a religion? You're a Unitarian Universalist?
Yes.
And what about the Runecaster?
I picked heretical Christian.
Perfect.
Nice.
Great. Okay. Okay. So now, right, we already know a bit about each other's characters. Normally, you might have been doing this part quietly, and then we would introduce our characters so far so other players can get a general idea of who you are. Mm-hmm. Because what happens next is embarrassing traits. And the way embarrassing traits works is you are not choosing your own embarrassing traits.
Oh, fun.
We are choosing each other's embarrassing traits, and you're choosing embarrassing traits for people on the opposite side or opposite team. So Visigoths are picking embarrassing traits for Mall Goths. Mall Goths are picking embarrassing traits for Visigoths. There is some veto power. So if you don't like the embarrassing trait that you were given, you may veto it, but then you must take 2 embarrassing traits that you choose yourself.
Oh, amazing.
Oof.
Yeah. So you do have some you have agency over this, but if you take the one that you're given, you have that. If you don't want it, that's fine, but now pick 2. So take a look. Do you have the embarrassing traits list?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It is on the character sheet document that we have.
Oh, is it? Maybe I just need to scroll
It's
down
down there
further.
somewhere, yeah. It's like second sheet from the bottom.
Oh, yep, I found it.
Great. So let's do it this way. I need... So first, why don't you choose ones for each other, and then we'll figure out what to do for me.
Awesome.
'Cause I think it'll be more fun, because you know each other.
Okay, so the Mall Goth embarrassing trait options. That's what I'm giving to Ryan, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So I was thinking bad dancer.
Ooh. All right.
So you can either keep that or veto it and pick 2.
Oh, I'm very much for that.
Excellent.
But you do have to say what kind of music is playing in the mall, right?
So
or I have to say that.
You don't have to say it right now. That's just
Okay.
like when you're playing. Those are some suggestions for like how you might use this in a scene. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to pick for Ryan terrible poet.
Oh.
Do you want to keep it?
Yeah.
Or reject it?
No, that sounds good.
Terrible poet is a really fun one to roleplay. So just throwing that out there. Like once you're in a game, if you want to use your embarrassing trait to like embarrass yourself to make somebody else look cool, it can be really fun to just like make up terrible poetry.
Oh, nice.
Because we can all make up terrible poetry. It's terrible, so by definition.
It's the only kind of poetry I can do, actually.
Yeah, I trust everyone's ability to make bad poetry. So,
Oh my gosh.
So that can be really fun in roleplay.
I make haikus like a lot, so
That's amazing.
making very
Perfect.
bad haikus would be amazing.
Yeah, it's also
They're always just like one syllable too long.
Yeah.
oh, that's perfect.
So close.
Oh, it would hurt so bad.
That's so good.
576.
It can also be fun to just like grab a poetry book or like Google a poem and just like mess up a poem that already exists.
Just run it through Google Translate back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah. For the listeners at home, some of the other embarrassing trait options, Visigoth possible embarrassing traits include things like allergic to metal, which can be really bad if you have metal armor. I really like fear of animals. There are actually a lot of animals in the mall. This may be surprising, but it's true. Partially because of the store Gerbil Essences, which is a salon for both humans and pets. There's also a pony ride store called Tiny Yotun Adventures. So there are ponies in there. Wow. Yeah. Wish you were Roman is a good Visigoth embarrassing trait. And then Mall Goth embarrassing traits, some of the ones I really enjoy. Bad taste in music is classic. Don't understand slang is really fun because you can start saying things like gadzooks or heavens to Betsy, and then people think you're uncool. Overprotective parents is really fun for obvious reasons. A lot of people end up playing this as like getting a message from your mom and dad on the loudspeaker, or like if you have a pager, someone like your parents keep paging you, or they like show up. It can be really fun. Prep school student is really fun for Mall Goths. If you were a Mall Goth in the 90s and you went to a prep school, that was not cool. That was embarrassing. So your friends, if they found out that you went to a prep school, could be like, ha ha ha, you're actually preppy, you're not goth.
I like that it says reveal your school uniform, school cheer, or expensive graphing calculator.
Yes. Yep. It's like, oh no, you have a TI-83, you're not goth.
Oh no.
No.
So that's really fun. So those are some of the fun options. Cool. Does anybody want to give me an embarrassing trait? Let's have the Visigoth give me an embarrassing trait.
I mean, I'm going to go with don't understand slang.
That's great. I love that. I love the idea of my vampire theater tech being like heavens to Betsy.
Right? Well, maybe because you're a vampire, you're immortal, and you know.
Heavens to Betsy. Yes, exactly.
You want to pretend you're immortal at least.
I just want to tell everybody at home now that we're talking about vampires. Literally, my ancestors are actually Romanian. The place that my family is from is like a 6-hour drive from Transylvania. So I feel very, very close to Dracula.
That's amazing.
And
have you been there? Have you gone to visit?
I actually, weirdly enough, I have been there. I have. My mom and I went, when I graduated from undergrad, my mom and I went on a trip to Eastern Europe to like see sort of where our family was from. And so I have actually been to Transylvania.
Neat.
Yeah. So I want to suck your blood. Let's go to the next start thing. So we have embarrassing traits.
Yes.
Let's go to, sorry, I'm scrolling. So now we can get some background about relationships that already exist between characters. And this is optional. So if we were playing this for real, like we were going to do a one-shot or a campaign, you could quick start, just stop right here, right? Quick start, we're starting. But if you have a little more time, and since this is about character creation, you can go on to the next step, which is about starting relationships. So the idea here is that all of the player characters know each other from the mall, some more intimately than others. So you can choose 2 of the 4 starting relationship sentences that are available to you, and you could make one about a Visigoth and one about a Mall Goth, and sort of come to a consensus together about what some of your backstory is.
Okay.
So you're going to choose 2. There are 4 available for you. Pick the 2 that are the most interesting to you, and you can make one about one of us and one about the other of us, because there's only 3 of us.
Ryan, what is your character's name?
Luna.
Luna. Okay.
I should probably make a note of both of your characters' names.
Yeah,
my name is Velvet.
And I'm Gelvira.
I love Gelvira.
That's amazing. Is that spelled with a G?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep, it's Elvira with a G.
That's amazing.
It's like even more Elvira than Elvira.
Yes.
Oh,
Two Elvira,
extra.
2 Elvira, 2 Elvira.
my questions are so great.
I know, they're all very good.
I don't know which one to pick.
I'm going to go with the Mall Goth I most resent is because. But now I have to pick which of you do I resent most.
And why?
And why?
And why? I'm going to say I resent Velvet the most.
Why do you resent
me? Because you've stolen my cape look.
Oh, yes. You think I'm a biter
That's perfect.
because I'm a vampire. Ha
Ha
ha. Ha ha. Do you remember, or I don't know how old anybody is, but do you remember when people would accuse people of being a biter?
I do not.
That was a thing. I don't even know if it made it past the West Coast, but if you called someone a biter, it meant they were like stealing your style or stealing your thing. It's like, you're a biter, you're copying me.
Rude.
Yeah.
I always wonder if it's like a thing that like I'm too young to know or I just don't know because I was like super sheltered growing up. So I get like zero pop culture references either. And I'm like, maybe that's a thing people know. I have no idea.
It could also be regional. Like I have no idea if it made it past Los Angeles.
All right. So I said that I present Velvet because he stole my cape look.
That's amazing. I'm going to say that... I'm going to say that Luna is still mad at me because I accidentally set fire to her. I accidentally set fire to her favorite squeaky toy fire hydrant.
Oh no. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Let's see. I think I'll go with the my crush on so and so weirds me out because.
Yes, we all lean forward. Yes.
Yes.
Tell me more.
I'm gonna go, if this is all right, with Jelvira.
Okay.
My crush on Jelvira weirds me out because she can levitate.
That's great.
Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, so we each get one more.
Yeah.
Once when I was invisible, I saw Luna in the middle of secretly something. What were you doing secretly? I'm going to say secretly graffitiing some of that bad poetry.
Yes. I love that.
Oh, that would be nice. Okay.
I'm going to say that I once helped Gelvira dress up in a disguise because she wanted to sneak into a Mall Goth party to spy on the Mall Goths.
And you helped?
And I helped.
You traitor.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know, that's the whole challenge bit right
exactly. There. So if we were to play this out, we might find out why.
That's awesome. All right, my second one would be I wish I could be so-and-so's pet, so Velvet's pet, because...
Yes!
because he makes great futuristic pet toys.
Oh my god, perfect. I love that I both set fire to your fire hydrant toy, and you're like, but please make me futuristic pet toys.
Maybe that's why you set fire. This is no good.
Yeah. This is better. This is old and useless.
this is too old and it's getting kind of grungy. We need a better one. That's probably why. That's probably why I forgave you. Is after you made me a new toy.
So I'm just very dramatic about how I express displeasure for aesthetics. I'm just like, oh, this toy is worthless. I set it on fire. I will make you a new one.
Amazing.
Great. So were there any left? Is that it?
I think that's all of them. Yeah.
I think
that's it. So that's character creation. You now have characters. Your character sheet also has on it some stuff that you have. Mm-hmm. Your equipment is just called stuff. So you have some stuff. You have some dollars because this is in fact a functioning mall. So you can buy goods and services. So you have dollars, and then you have a space for your hurt feelings if your feelings get hurt, and that's it.
That's amazing.
Amazing. This was so much fun.
Yay.
I love our people.
Yay. Oh, also I should mention, we all see this, but you don't see it at home. Everyone is 16. So if you're a player character, you just are 16. So this means if you're a Visigoth, right, you are still only 16.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. But still glowing from time travel.
Still glowing from time travel. Yes. Yeah, so that's it. That's the characters.
We did it. Okay. We did it. How much money do each of you have?
I start with $25.
I have $50.
$50?
I only have $25.
I only have 25 as well.
Yeah.
I'm wealthy.
But
yes. And I have a bag of blank runestones and a small hammer and chisel.
Yes.
My stuff's better. I got cute animal ears and a collar and leash.
Oh, it's so good. I love Cyberpet.
Cyberpet's very good.
This is so much fun.
Yay, I'm so glad you had fun.
This is a lot of fun. anything else that we want to talk about with these characters before we?
I'm good with mine. Did anybody else have anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously later we'll have to do our fan fiction portion when we get to that.
That's true.
Oh yes, God, please.
We will, yeah. All right. Well, Lucian, thank you so much for joining us for our Visigoths and versus Mall Goths character creation episodes.
Thank you for having me. This has been a delight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to remind people where they can find you?
Yes. So I am extremely online on Twitter at Otheogony. That is spelled OH_THEOGONY. So if you want to follow my ridiculous posts about my cat being a podcaster or find out about my game design, follow me on Twitter. You can find a lot of my games available for sale at necromancy.itch.io. But if you forget that, you can just find it from my Twitter again. And Visigoths versus Mall Goths is currently available for pre-order on BackerKit. You can just Google Visigoths versus Mall Goths and you will find it very soon on BackerKit. So those are up as well.
Very cool.
We'll put links to all of that in our show notes too.
Yes.
So people don't have to remember how to spell things or anything like that.
Amazing.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone for listening. And please join us on our next episode for our discussion block.
Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts, this show, and even our press kit. Character Creation Cast can also be found on Twitter at CreationCast or on our Discord server at discord.charactercreationcast.com. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter at Lord Neptune or online at lordneptune.com. Our other host, Amelia Antrim, can be found on Twitter at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permission from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero Remix by Steve Combs and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used and today's guests can be found in the show notes. If you'd like to leave us a rating or review, we have links to various review platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, in our show notes. Also, check the show notes for links to our other projects. Thanks for joining us, and remember, we find that the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We will see you next time.
Now we gotta read some show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs. Character Creation Cast is hosted by the One Shot Podcast Network. If you enjoyed our show, visit oneshotpodcast.com, where you'll find other great shows like System Mastery.
System Mastery is a delightful stroll through the history of role-playing games. Except the games are terrible, and the hosts are real jerks about everything. Join hosts Jeff and John as they explore the weirdest games ever made to talk about what worked, what went wrong, and which Silverhawk was the best. It was Hot Wing, don't even add us. Find their shows at systemmasterypodcast.com or oneshotpodcast.com.
Finally,